Mission Impossible Fallout, aka Mission Impossible 6, the sixth movie in the franchise, and by God, it feels like they just keep getting better and better and better. I literally recently caught up with these because I've seen like snippets. I think I saw like two, and then I'd seen like snippets a little bit, like over and over again. But it wasn't like the franchise that I dived into. It wasn't like that I went, okay, I really am keen to watch this because I'm not a huge action guy. That's not my MO. That's not who I am. So I'm not, you know, that keen to watch these movies. But I went back and watched 1 through 5 leading up to this movie. Now, not the biggest fan of the first two. I don't think two is that good. I think one is fine. I think it's decent. But it wasn't, what I was expecting. 3 I thought was good, and then 4 was like, that's better, and then 5 I'm like, that's better. Like, it just keeps getting better to me. And this one definitely can be said about that as well, because I think 5 and 6 are definitely my two favourites, and they're fighting for the first spot, because god damn, this movie was fucking good. So this continues to follow on Ethan Hunt. This is his franchise, this is his story. And this time Henry Cavill's in it. They bring back Rebecca Ferguson, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Michelle Monaghan. No Jeremy Renner. I don't know if that is a spoiler or not, because he wasn't actually shown in any of the trailers, and I think it was because he broke his arm on tag. He wasn't going to do Avengers, and then he couldn't do Avengers because he wasn't going to do this because he was doing Avengers, so he got fucked by 2 franchises. But this is just good. I still am a little blown away by how a movie can keep getting better. The 6th movie, not in the way like Harry Potter or something like even like Lord of the Rings, where they're leading up to one story. I know Lord of the Rings obviously isn't that many movies, but just the way something leads into a full story like this doesn't. This literally starts a new story every time you see it, and it's absurd to me how they keep pumping out great movies. The action in this movie is as good as it gets. It is phenomenal. This is probably one of the best pure action movies in recent history. I think definitely maybe one of the best, if not the best movie I've ever seen in the cinemas. Obviously, I'm only 20 years old and didn't really see a lot of action movies actually in the theaters, so this is definitely up there for me. I think this movie kills it in that aspect. Everything is well choreographed, well shot. It's not shaky cam bullshit, which is my biggest pet peeve in action movies, that you can't actually see what the hell is happening. You don't get this. You get pure Tom Cruise, you get Henry Cavill. These guys actually wanted to do their stunts. These guys wanted to put in the effort to, risk their lives to put on something great, and they did it, because it's fucking awesome. They really did a great job with the stunts. The story is pretty good. I don't think it is revolutionary. I think it kind of can fall a little bit, not generic, but it's not something that hasn't been done and hasn't been explored before, but I think it still works well for the movie that it is. And obviously the characters being a huge part of, the franchise itself. Obviously Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, and Tom Cruise were the only 3 that have been in more than 3 films. And they're still great. I really like Rebecca Ferguson's character. That's probably why I prefer Ghost Protocol. I prefer Rogue Nation over Ghost Protocol, because I really did like when they bring in Rebecca Ferguson. Henry Cavill was a great addition to the movie. He kind of had a little bit of competitive side. Good, back and forth with Tom Cruise at times, which I think really worked well. As I said, the action, the big reason why he's so good is the action as well. Humor's there. Simon Pegg provides a lot of it, but they don't overdo it. I think they write it in really well, which is hats off to McQuarrie, because he was the only one that has done 2 movies, first to direct this, 5th and the 6th. So he does a really good job. The soundtrack's still there. This movie does everything right. It does not only everything you want to see out of a Mission Impossible film, but just what you see of an action film. You get a lot of action films and people go, yeah, I didn't like it, it's just kind of throwaway bullshit, or yeah, it was fine, but that's about it, or yeah, it was fun. This movie does everything you want it to do. It is very, very fucking good. I think with Jeremy Renner in there and maybe a few cliches in the plot, this movie could be close to action movie perfection. Again, Jeremy Renner being not there really hurt me, comparing it to the 5th, because I think the cast is really good in the 5th. So if you added Jeremy Renner in here, this is probably my favourite one, because I'm a huge Jeremy Renner fan. This movie does everything that you want it to do. It's great. I'm going to give this movie a B+. What did you guys think of Mission Impossible Fallout? Obviously, it's been one of the most, I think, the highest grossing of the MI films. So let me know what you thought below if you had seen it, what you thought of the review. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. This is kind of not a latest review, but Australia did get it a week after America, and then I'm reviewing it a week after it came out, because I don't see them until like the second half of the week anyway, so it's been a little bit later, this review, but it's out. A bit of a slow week, but we're heading into a very large August. We've got a lot of films coming out. The Meg, Black Klansman, Slender Man, The Nun, I think, is early next month. Johnny English, there's a lot of crazy fun stuff coming up, so look forward to that. Subscribe if you haven't already. But of course, guys, have a good one.